If you won $10 million it's deposited in your bank account. What is the first thing you will do? Would spread that on few other banks. Once done I'd just calculate how much I need a month for a better life and would see if just keeping money in bank will be enough to get that and then some. I see no point in risking such amount as mere 3 of that sum is enough and you basically can retire next minute. I'd probably buy something to rent and give it under proper management to get more than 4 without a hassle and with a guarantee that real estate will be well looked after and will gain in value on its own. But that's me, I'm not right in the head. Invest half for a passive income. Live my life the way I want. Put the rest away for family for when I die. It will carry me and my family in the state I currently live in. In a place like New York, 10 million is like pocket change. Would run out in a little over a year. Couldn't even donate any of it without going broke a week later. So I'm not going to play and say things like solve homelessness in my town or build a community farm. It's 10 million, not 100 million. Best not to be daft about such things. Trick question, because I would never deposit it into my own bank account. Instead, I'd open a charity account owned by my newly founded ministry and deposit it there, use some of it to quickly construct a small church and recruit some followers. My ministry and its followers would then perform humane acts of charity whilst growing within the community. That way, through the separation of the church and state, that money cannot be taxed, and all charity expenses become tax write-offs. I'd buy my sister and Bill a house that's a better fit for them and is closer to their grandchild. I couldn't ask for a better sister or brother-in-law, they are the best. I'd buy my partner's niece a house too. She's a hard worker and raised 2 kids on her own and never complained about how hard it was. But the struggle was real. I admire her for her strength and positive attitude and I'd so love to help her out like that. And I'd give a chunk of money to every animal shelter in this city. Fence or brick wall all around the front of the property line my house is on, and a gate for the driveway. I am so damn tired of the whole front yard, and my house's front door as a result, being so open and accessible to anyone from the street. But, that would just be the first thing, and only a band-aid for my plans. If I were to win and receive $10 million I would buy a house as far away from where I currently live as possible, and move as soon as possible. 1. Take care of anything related to obtaining the money, taxes, lawyers, etc. 2. Reserve $2-3 million for personal life development, starting business, moving, hiring for both business, personal life, and dating. 3. Put half the remaining amount into 1 and 2 year long CDs split evenly. Put the other half into a high yield savings account. 4. Find opportunities to reinvest 3 into the markets 1-3 years from now. Reading the answers so far, the first thing I do is say a prayer to the 7 gods, thanking them for chucking my aura into Australia where taxes on winnings are covered by the paying entity, assuming it lotto being a nice $10 mil amount, and start planning to set myself up for life with the full $10 mil rather than working out how much with my winning the evil Uncle Sam is getting ready to steal straight up. Set up an irrevocable trust managed by firm that will invest in clean energy. Buy my family a house, pay my wife a $9 awesome salary we can travel and let loose with, and set my youngsters up with heavily termed trust fund they can use for education and setting up their own businesses. When my wife and I die, they can have the rest of the cash as salaried payouts. Lawyer. Then accountant. First thing I do with the money. Invest $9.5 million of it in high yield savings. Pay my sister's small school loans. Visit dentist. Fuck the shit out of my girlfriend in uber nice hotel in the south of France. Fly back first class. Buy a Toyota. Invest whatever I have left over after I buy my mom a car too. Pay off my credit cards and then invest the rest and live and party off the interest and dividends. I will be able to get a house and go to poker tournaments and travel around the world and then go to school and maybe get another degree or 2 and then make movies with my boyfriend. Oh, have a beautiful wedding with my boyfriend. Donate a decent amount to the food bank that gave my family weekly trunkfuls of food until my unemployment kicked in during COVID times. It took 600 calls to even start my application in WA, then I had to wait weeks to actually get money. Then I'd pop open a beer and pay off all of my bills including the mortgage. 1 lawyer. Get my privacy locked up tight. 2 financial advisor. Get most of the money invested, put some of it in savings. 3 tell absolutely no one. Not even family members and close friends. Keep living the same kind of life I've lived for the last 30 years. 4 live quietly off the proceeds from the investments. I wouldn't quit my job cause I like working, but I'd buy that engagement ring and a house for future wifey. I will get my dad his dream car, buy my bro some stuff to help him with his career. and invest the rest so I won't continue to be poor the rest of my life. What would you do with $10 and why, you asking? Transfer it to another account so it can easily be taken back. If it's really mine, I pay off the student loans, which even though they qualify for forgiveness haven't been forgiven. Pay off my sister's mortgage, then tear down and rebuild her house using quality supplies, not closed out products and lumber. Buy a house and have it fixed up to the way my fam likes it. Fully pay my siblings' college education, then get a financial advisor on how to invest the money. Although, I could also use the money to live at a better country, but I think having a house that's yours first in case that fails is also good. Pay off my student debt and put the rest into savings. OFC, I'd still spend money like normal food, but I think I'd also pay back my parents for all the help they've given me. I know it's cliche to be like, oh, I'd be smart and wouldn't spend it, but genuinely I would be safe about my spending. Rent a hotel so I can think of what to do with it, hire professionals and I can't be found by family friends to avoid interference obstructing on what I should with it, and have a company empty my apartment and give it to charity except my TV and computer, which gets put in a storage locker. Call my best friends and tell him to call his oncologist and tell him he can afford at least a year of treatment. Edit should note he's had good care but it's not responded. A few weeks ago he was told of an experimental treatment but his insurance won't cover it, so it's $100,000 per month. I would take a month vacation to not give suspicion. And would just play video games all day and regularly exercise. You know this feel to play all day and don't feel bad for it because you should maybe do better stuff? Gone. And use this time to reflect and think about the next steps. I'd probably have an anxiety headspin. Mixed feelings of elation, guilt, WTF do I do with this money? I don't deserve that kind of money. I would probably want to give a fair amount away. It's stupid because I work hard to earn money, but no one deserves 10 mil dropped in their lap, assuming that's after being taxed on it. Invest $5 mil in different stocks, CDs, etc. Save $3 mil, use the rest towards getting out of debt, fixing my house, help my family some. I know my first stupid purchase would be either a time machine DeLorean or a Nissan Skyline GTR. Smiley face. 9 mil in revolving CDs and/or dividend stocks to pay me monthly, and 1 mil of ignorant dumbass money to get the dumb shit out of my system? But obviously a tax attorney and accountant to set that shit up first, which would probably cut into my dumbass money. Good thing I think taking a shit on my boss's desk. Not just randomly, but I want him to open the door while I'm reading a newspaper and a turd is falling onto his desk while I say, top of the morning. Not that I've thought about this exact scenario in my head at all. Nope. Not one bit. Finish my house construction really quick and not day by day like I'm doing now. Help my family and a bunch of people that I respect. Buy a house and the beach to live in the upcoming years. Create a business that generates good money like a parking lot. Get surgery for my lovely old lumpy dog. Pay off mine and my family close friends' student debts. Open my own dog rescue that focuses on mutts. I think that would be great. Maybe go to a Mexican place and get guac on my burrito without sweating the upcharge. Lol. It's stupid, but there's a sculpted chandelier I've been lusting after for years. It's $2,000, so that's step 1. Step 2 is giving $1 mil each to my parents, brother, and Sil. I then invest $500,000 and enjoy the rest while budgeting, planning my future. Buy my mom and brothers their own home so she can leave her abusive marriage. Purchase a $500 driving course from AAA to get my driver's license, then a car, then top-of-the-line backpacking gear, then the fine world's #1 hiking destination. Get on the phone with my real estate agent and buy 100 acres of agricultural land, adopt the village to manage this not-for-profit organic farming initiative I have always wanted to start. Invest the rest in index funds to fund the farming project. Pay off my student loans, my immediate family's student loans, and set aside money for college for my sister. Figure out how to manage the rest so I don't blow it or lose it on taxes and other shit, then buy a new computer for games, I guess. If you have $10 million, you should invest in a diverse set of assets, like stocks, bonds, real estate, private investments, and other opportunities. The exact allocation will depend on your financial goals and risk tolerance. I am a financial advisor. I have not worked with lottery winners as a client before, but have spoken to advisors who have. The correct order is lawyer, financial advisor, tax guy. Lawyer, tax guy, financial advisor is a close second. Put most into a high yield saving that gives 5 a year. My current gives 4.50, so close enough. Live off of that interest, which should be $500,000 a year. More than enough to retire and live life easy without ever working again. Buy a house. Just flat out. No fancy villa, but just small house, garden, well accessible, nice neighborhood. Don't tell my family I won that much, just say I'll be renting there. Don't want moochers showing up. Feed some hungry people. Get some clothing for children who need it. Help with some rent and mortgage payments. Help with some people bills. Help some people get their teeth fixed. Shit like that. All at once, cool face. Well, I won it, so I don't need to call the lawyer. But I figure out the tax if any. Then I would put 30 in real estate, 30 stock market, 20 cash for float to another car, watches, diamonds, rubies, etc. Use 1 million to buy land in my country is pretty cheap, and the other 9 diversify them in different banks, stocks, etc. so they grow slowly, but secure, and at the same time I don't have to do it myself. Sell, donate everything I own that is replaceable. Start fresh. Get a small plot of land, build a custom tiny house with a little pottery art studio on the side, live in peace until I run out of money. Call a hell of a good lawyer, transfer the money abroad and disappear if it was a banking error. If it's legit money, I'd just buy a nice house and keep living as I do now, maybe traveled more. Divide the $10 million into several different banks or credit unions. That way, I have more FDIC insurance than if I left it all in a single institution. Then I'll look into investments. Pay off my debit, pay off my house, fix my car, fix the wife's car, set up college funds for my little sister and my wife's nieces and nephews, renovate the house and bank the rest.